He's here. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the show. Let me take my towel off from that bird. I'm sorry, y'all. But welcome to the show where opinions matter. Okay, we picked 6 guests over the weekend to come on the show. Oh my God, we picked 6 guests over the weekend to come on the show and pick 4 topics over the weekend to come and discuss those topics. Juju, welcome. Okay, so this week we got some interesting topics. So we're gonna start where opinions matter. And last week we started with the guys. So this week we must start with the chicks. So can we get the chicks in the box? And we're gonna do something special this time because we had a guy and a chick that couldn't show for different reasons. I'm gonna let my administrator slide in. So that's dope. So can all the special guests request the box? Life, what's up? Okay.
Did you just call me a chick? Did you say the chicks?
Okay, the ladies. Not only women. Okay. All right. You say Suze, request the box too. I'm gonna put Suze in there first.
Thank you, Cajun.
I'm gonna put, I don't know, classy or women. I don't know. All right. So last week we started with the guys, so this week we got to start with y'all. All right, y'all pick the topics, obviously, right? So hey to everybody. So I think we're gonna start with the guys' questions first, since it's only fair that last week Suze and Classy forced us all to start with the ladies, the guys first, ladies question. Now usually it's random, so let's go. The guys want to know, does background, culture, and education dictate how long relationships last?
I mean, I think all of those things influence your relationship for sure. Hopefully those are, I think those things would, I don't know. When I hear dictate how long it lasts, it's kind of like, I feel like that sounds very robotic to me. Like, once I find out all of those things, all right, we're going to be together for 2 years, 2 months, and 7 days. Like, you know what I mean? But I think it can, though, have an influence on it for sure. I mean, even if you just think culturally, right? We're all brought up differently. And some of those things can be deal breakers, right? I mean, I was talking in someone else's yesterday, and they talked about their religious background, right? They're Jewish. So it was like, hey, if you're going to want to be with us watching a show, and it's like, well, if you want to marry my daughter, then you need to convert. Right. And so I think those types of things absolutely can have an influence on a relationship and how long it lasts.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think like that should all be found out in the beginning of the relationship though? Like in the dating phase?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was understanding your answer completely. So I was like, okay, are we finding this out 2 years, 2 months, and 17 days? Or are we finding this out within the first 14 days that, okay, you're Jewish, I'm not Jewish, I can't convert, okay, this won't work?
Right. Well, what I'm saying is the way the question is asked is kind of like, once you know these things, you have a timeline for it. And what can happen, like anything, right? You meet somebody, you get to know their personality, like their energy, you spend time together, and then you start to like all of these things. Should these things be discussed? But that's not on day one, right? And so you do that, and then maybe, you end up meeting the family, and then all of a sudden it's, 2, 3 months in, 4 months in. Some people keep people from their families for a while, right? And then all of a sudden it's like you're invested for a year, and now all of these other things start to come up. All that stuff it should be, but a lot of that stuff are like slow leaks, right? You just find out this, oh wait, I didn't know you didn't like this. Like, oh, you guys do that, you know what I mean?
Okay, I get it. Some things that are acquired over time that you find out. I respect that. I thought that. Okay. All right, who wants to go? Okay. Let's go, little leader.
No.
No.
I was saying thank you for the gifts.
Okay.
Oh, the background. I think that as long as you have communication and respect, that it can last long. you're open to learning about their background or their culture, because that goes like everything. Cultures like food, how you greet people, stuff like that. Your family, how many kids you want to have, do you get married in the church? It's like it covers everything. So,
I got a question. So when you choose somebody, when you looking for somebody, right? A significant other, boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, I don't know, but whatever your preference is, right? Do you take in consideration like culture, religion, and all that?
it's easier if it's the same, if you come from the same background.
So you take it into consideration. Okay, that's what I was wondering. All right, thank you. I respect that. I respect Julie's. Kitty, can we hear yours?
I do believe that it does matter, that religion matters, cultural background does matter, um, because if you do decide to have children, like, of course, in my mind, if you end up having children together someday, then there's going to be a constant argument about what religion that child is going to end up being. There's going to end up being like, how are we going to celebrate different holidays? Like some religions don't even celebrate holidays at all. Like if you're a Jehovah Witness, you're not getting a birthday party, if or Christmas or something, or if you're, and I'm not saying that's a bad, I'm not judging anyway on a religion, just so we're clear. I'm just saying that it matters because at the end of the day, you're going to have to work on that specific thing for the rest of your relationship. And a lot of times what happens is that those conflicts cannot be resolved peacefully because family gets involved, grandmothers get involved, uncles, aunts, right? Why don't you want to have the baby baptized? Well, now you got a whole side of your family who's in the ear of that person, and now you're like having to balance so many conflicts, and now you're just caught up. You're not able to concentrate on bringing the love into the relationship because you're too busy playing conflict resolution to all sides. So I think that it really does matter. I think it impacts how long relationships last. And I think education as well should be thrown in there. But yeah, I do believe that it matters.
I appreciate all y'all opinions. I respect all y'all opinions. It gave me some insight from all three of y'all because that was actually a question that I like some answers to that I wouldn't want to answer. So I ain't gonna lie. So I respect. Thank y'all. I'm gonna let y'all out the box. I'm gonna let the guys in the box to answer the questions. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. So can we get the guys to request the box now, please? And thank you. Can we get y'all in there now to hear y'all thoughts and opinions on this question? What's up, the doc?
What up, y'all? What up? I got some opinions for y'all. I am ready. And where's the rest of the fellas at?
It's low, and I think it's me. It's still
I got enough wind in my voice to speak for everybody on here.
Just give
Let's
it
go. But what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hope everybody's having a good night. Thirsty Thursday up over here. Sipping on some Rain energy drink. Yeah.
You all hyped up. I like the energy. I'm trying to fix this to where they can come in. Give me a second. All right. Here we go. My fault, y'all. I apologize. All right.
Yo,
It's actually storming where I'm at, so I actually had to switch my connection, y'all. So I apologize. I work hard. What's up, brother? All right, so what's up, Doc? What's up, Mr. Amos? What's up, my brother Egyptian King? What's up?
What's good, G?
All right, so I think this was Mr. Amos' question, wasn't it? He picked this kind of not so pleasant question that I like, that made me think a little bit. You feel me? So big ups to you for winning that in the vote. So does background, culture, and education? He said education. Somebody called my guy. What's up, Dale? He said, so does background, culture, and education dictate how long relationships last? What's up, my brother Dale?
Well, I'll go ahead and kick it off. So
All right, let's go.
I think culture does play a big part of it, depending on how you were raised. And I've been in a relationship where women, they came from a wealthy family, so they didn't know the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because everything got handed to them by people that actually, went through the struggle, and especially went through the struggle with you. So you gain a better respect for that person. So, but as far as education, I don't know. As long as you're on your grind, I don't care if you have a college degree. At least have a high school diploma though, or a GED, something. But as long as you're bringing something to the relationship, and you're on your grind, making money, it's about a team effort. So as long as you're working together with that other person, that's what it boils down to. That's my opinion on it.
Well, if I may chime in, it was my question.
Okay, so hold on then. We're going to let you go last since it was your question. Egyptian King. You want to go next for me, brother?
I think that necessarily enough. I mean, you're talking about relationships. I think that people do things awkwardly enough, because if you get in a relationship, I mean, those things shouldn't per se affect your relationship. They should affect whether you get into a relationship with a person. But if you're having problems with a person culture, that should be something that you should be addressing before you even get into a relationship. You don't get with a person and be like, I don't like your family religion. Y'all Jewish. I don't want to be around no Jews. Like that's the kind of energy that should be discussed and figured out before you even get into a relationship or become involved with a person. Financial stability, emotional stability, all those things should be leveled out. So when you get into a relationship, you're not thinking about a person's culture. You like, this is the person I chose. If I'm a Christian and they a Muslim, you know what I'm saying? You do your salat and I'm going to church, but this is just what we've already chosen to accept amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? That's just the whole purpose of a relationship, is to be able to accept a person's greats, their flaws, and they should. You're right. That's something else I was going to get to. Most people should, but a lot of people don't, because they just accept a person's physicalities or their financial stability as enough before they decide to say, is this somebody that I really want to spend a long time with? You know what I'm saying? Self-satisfaction is something that we temporarily desire. You know what I'm saying? But to find something that causes longevity takes time and patience and understanding that you got to get to know a person and accept shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not something everybody can do. But we should be doing that. That's why our relationships don't last very long.
Yeah, I like how he said that short-term gratification. That makes sense right there.
Yeah. Hey, I felt that. I respect Doc's answer. Egyptian, I think you knocked it out the park. Let's hear Mr. Famous Amos, the man with the question.
Yeah, man, that's I definitely came up with that question because it had came up. I got married early at 18 and had to go through a divorce and things of that nature. And I'm a person of long-term relationships. You feel me? So that question came up because I had issues within the background and culture, things of that nature. Even though we might be both black or Latin or white, we still might have different things that was taught to us by our family, by our grandmothers, grandfathers, things of that nature. So I believe, just like Egyptian said, it's some of the things should be discussed beforehand, but you find out some surprises along while you're in a relationship. So that's why I ask some things some people lie about. You know what I'm saying? You find out later on about their education, their background, where they truly from. Yep. You got people that you meet on the app that give you fake names and things of that nature, and then when you get to Googling and looking up, you can't find nothing on them. They telling complete stories. So that's where I go to when I think about that question. Like, who am I truly trying to spend my life with? So
I like it. I like that.
You never know a person, man, until you actually sit down, actually get to know them and talk to them. Because anybody could throw on a fake persona, but until you actually talk to that person and find out who they really are, that's when everything comes out. Eventually, the truth is going to come out. Whether it's, within a month, a year, it's going to come out because you can only hold on to a lie for so long. So.
Exactly.
For so long. For so long. All right, now while I got y'all in the box, y'all know I got to ask y'all a question for the ladies. You know I got to. So let's see what we're gonna pick. Let's see. Let's go with their first one. They want to know: does a woman body count influence your decision to date her? Does body count matter? What's up, Squatters, brother?
All right, I'll let Mr. Amos go first on this one.
Oh, why you won't let me go first?
No, I'll go. See, I'm trying not to go first every time, okay? Because these kind of questions.
Okay. Hey, we gonna let Egyptian go last this time, so it's out of Mr. Amos or Mr. Doc.
I'll kick it off. I ain't gonna cap to you. I'm a double standard when it comes to that. It do, but it don't. And the reason why it do matter is if she was like me, I got married early. So a lot of women, when they get married young, they don't experience different men in different situations and scenarios.
I agree with you.
Depending on the female and how she moved about her life, I might not care about her body count, because at the end of the day, if I'm supposed to date her for inside of her, then why do I care about who she been with before me? You know what I'm saying? That past shit is a past. That shit is a past. So if I'm gonna be a man about it, you know what I'm saying, and really fuck with her, then I'm gonna fuck with her. Her body count shouldn't matter, and that's vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But some people get a little touchy on that because it's different situations, you know, different circumstances that come about. So me personally, I don't feel like her body count matter. It just, if she can still make that thing do what it do, then that's all that matter to me. As long as I get pleased.
Respectfully, I respect it. All right, the doc. Let's go, my brother.
I agree with what Mr. Amos said on that. But the high body count, are we talking about like a year ago, or are we talking about a high body count she was getting ran through last week? Because you gotta think, if I'm gonna get in a relationship with this person, I'm not trying to get with somebody who's already been tore up like the week prior and she's promiscuous still. You know what I'm saying? So I can make sure that, hey, you with me, and not the whole fucking block. So that's one. And two, I ain't trying to date somebody who's number 5 on the Arby's menu, man. I ain't trying to get that roast beef shit. That shit, I don't want my dick to fall out, you know, just putting it in there. So come on now. Hey, I'm keeping it real though. Shit. I gotta be able to enjoy it too.
Oh my God, Doc. I can't say I 100% agree with that, but I respect it. All right. Egyptian, what you got for us?
I think naturally the sexual activity doesn't necessarily matter, because you can get the same results from one person fucking the same person for 5 years than you can get from them fucking 35 people for the last 5 years, or if they was fucking 135 people. So the amount of people doesn't matter. I think what's more important is a person's class, their dignity for themselves, and whether they're healthy. Like their health is more of a concern than if it's been a whole bunch of people, because real talk, I'm 34 years old. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to go back and say I only had sex with 4 people, because I done lived a handful of time periods. You know what I'm saying? So on average, if you're young, then something like that might count. Something like that might matter. But if you older and you had a lot of issues with relationships or being with people, you done had relationships that was 2 months long. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't, you ain't even gonna remember that person being with them. You're gonna be like, damn, I meet people all the time. They're like, you don't remember we was together and everything? I'm like, I don't even remember your ass. I was 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that naturally is not as important as people think. I think that we make it important because we want a person to be so consolidated and so conformed to just be about one person for their entire lives. And really, I would prefer to be with somebody who has a mass amount of experience but still has class, versus somebody who had 2 partners and they have no experience at all with being in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be with somebody who's on the same class and level and genre as I am, not somebody who's just like, I ain't never been with that many people, so I don't know how to love or care for another person, versus somebody who like, shit, I done been in damn near every situation known to man, so I could pretty much figure out what kind of woman you are and figure out what it takes to make you happy and please you outside of a sexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? To where you don't want to fuck nobody else. You like, shit, if I didn't fuck 70 niggas, this is 71. This is it for me. You know what I'm saying? Naturally enough.
Yeah. All right. I respect it, man. I think you gave some good insight. I think Mr. Amos gave some good insight. I think Doc with the roast beef gave some good laughs and good insight. Doc say, I got to have just what I like. You know what I'm saying? just to recap, Docs, I gotta have it just the way it is. Mr. Amos said, I don't know, loyalty rules the royalty. So you know, if you come to me and it is what it is, and that's what it is.
And I agree with you.
Tino said,
Like,
hey,
that's
we're
a
gonna figure
class
all
right
this
there.
out. We're gonna sit back.
You feel me? That's a clash right there. Like, I feel him on that too, because you know, I don't want to be fucking a girl with riches. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yep.
No extra cheese. Right, no extra cheese on that
You know
one.
what I'm saying? I don't want to be smashing and I got them cousin fall on my shoulder and I gotta brush that nigga the fuck off. You feel me? So she gotta have extra class with herself. You feel me? I don't want to be in that bitch pouring goddamn frosted flakes and goddamn, you know what I'm saying? It's a hole in the bag already.
You talking about the past a year ago?
All right, listen, I gotta let y'all out the box. I gotta let the ladies in the box answer the question. Let's go. I gotta let y'all out the box. Man, that was interesting, man. I definitely respect from the guy's point of view what they were saying, like for sure, for sure. Suze, where you at? For sure, for sure. It was funny, wasn't it? All right. So I'm gonna repeat the question, but I'm gonna switch one word, okay? Okay. And I want to know which one of y'all who came up with this question, but does a man's body count influence your decision on dating him? Does body count matter?
I heard it. I asked the question.
Okay. Well, you going last then. All right.
Okay.
Miss Jilly, you going last. Okay. So Lolita or Kitty, you can take your pick.
I'll go first this time. So I believe that it does matter too. I mean, I personally don't want to date a man that's hit everything on the block and then came back around the block and hit it again and then lied to me and then came back and hit the other block and then came back again and hit the block again. Like, I'm not about that. Like, I think you can get experience. I think you can get sexual experience, sexual intimacy by hitting it with the same person again and again and again, because you know you want to get freaky tonight with whatever, and just because you have a lot of partners doesn't mean that you are like more experienced than me. I mean, I'm just saying my body count is not particularly high. I'm not judging people whose body count is high. Okay? But I'm saying, like, I'll put my skills against anybody's skills who have high amounts. I'm just saying, and I'm no small girl. I'll motion the ocean, you know? I'll move it. So that's my opinion. That's my opinion. You guys.
You squat 690?
No. I don't weigh 690 pounds. Okay, so I'm just saying, like, that's my opinion. Go on, Lolita girl. Go on.
Work hard.
690 comes stamina.
But that being said, I don't want one pump chump either, though.
One pump chump.
Saw that, Lolita.
Okay. Back to the question. Where do you find the time to do all that work hard? Hello? Okay. I'm freak hard. Okay. Body count. It doesn't matter. I won't ask. If they ask me, I probably wouldn't answer. I'd change the subject, or I'll probably lie, and it probably wouldn't work out anyway. I'd want to say a low number.
Ooh,
my low number
I love it.
isn't low enough, you know, and then it's not gonna it's not gonna work out anyway. So we'll just avoid that. If it matters to him, then I'll just walk away.
Wow. Hey, okay, as a guy, right? Okay,
Wait, so the previous
I
question should have
respect
been.
that. I respect that. I can see it because listen, as a guy,
Oh, you cut out.
What do we?
I can't hear you. You went out, Julie.
Oh, I said, so then the previous
Yeah, I
question
couldn't
for
hear you
Lolita,
either. All right, what did you say, Julie?
I said the previous question, then Lolita would have been, does culture, education, background, and body count dictate the length of the relationship that you're in? That's what your answer would be different then. Your answer would be different. You're right. Okay, okay. Oh, he's on pause.
Let's
You
go.
lagging.
Or
All right,
just give me your Snapchat. We
what
can
about
get
now?
going.
Is it better?
I think you're okay now.
All right. All right. All right. Can we get your answer now, Miss Julie, baby?
Does body count matter? For my opinion, no. But you're asking me this now. Now, if you asked me this 10, 15 years ago in my 20s, I would have been like, absolutely. But now I'm almost in my 40s. So if you now at this age, if you were to ask me what my body count is, I mean, I lost my virginity when I was 17. Okay, that is a lot of time between then and now. The few some long-term relationships in between, and maybe some you break up and you have a little phase there that a lot of different things happen. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to know. I think I like what Egyptian had said too, right? As long as you're healthy, we're safe. Like we're good now, we're clean, we're good. Then that's all that matters. Now, I definitely, don't put me in a situation now. Communication is still key, right? So don't put me in situations where I'm gonna walk in a room and we standing in a room and 3 or 4 people that you done, done some things with in there, right? Like there's also that part there,
Well,
like.
listen, let me ask you something. What if like you was with somebody, not to interrupt you. What if you was with somebody and everywhere you walked around with them, like the grocery store, the mall, they always ran into people they knew?
They knew,
like women, like they knew it that way.
That we always worked out. Ooh, that's it.
Like they run up to him like, hey, where you been?
Am I dating a porn star? If I'm dating a porn star, then I gotta, or somebody that was in that lifestyle, then I would understand. If it was everywhere that we were, honestly, if you're asking me in this moment, that would make me feel a certain way.
Okay.
That would definitely, I would feel a certain way. Just be like, okay, I know you said you had a life before me, but everywhere, like that.
Actually,
we gotta move. We gonna move. We gonna fly state.
To where that happened, to like the chick told me, she said no, like every time we go to the store, every time we go to the gas station, somebody's popping up knowing you. I'm cool. So yes. I was asking you, since you asked the question.
Well, yeah, and the thing for me too would be like, that's the communication part. Like, okay, you had a life and you can do that, but that would make you feel uncomfortable, right? Because I'm trying to do this with you, and if your past is constantly around and doing all of that, then I'm not trying to think about that, but that's constantly in my face. That would be an issue.
I respect that. All right, well, I got y'all in the box just to move it along and stay on schedule. I'm gonna ask y'all the guys question. So their last question was, how much influence should another person / spouse, man, woman, friend have on your relationship?
None. Zero. Like now listen, I love my friends, and my friends should to be there, but as an adult, that's my relationship, my choice. I have had a previous relationship where I've had a friend get too involved and sour the relationship, but I don't think it shouldn't have any influence on my relationship. I mean, unless you come in to tell me that you done looked up his background and he's some serial killer and I gotta watch out because the FBI is looking for him. Unless it's some extreme situation, so I don't end up on Snap, like that's cool. But otherwise, It shouldn't. You can give me your opinion. You're my friend. If I see my friend and I say, hey, you happy? Is everything okay? Or if I think something's wrong, then yes, but you shouldn't have an influence on my relationship. You shouldn't. That's probably one of the things that I in a relationship as now that I'm older is, if we have problems, we should be talking to each other. I'm very mindful of how I talk about my relationship with my friends and talk about how I feel and how I do things, because when you go out, you talk, and your friends don't have daily interactions with your relationships, and you can build a persona of what your partner is. And a lot of times when you're dumping the things, you usually talk about things that aren't positive. And I didn't, and that was a problem that I had when I was younger, because then all my friends do is like, oh, they're horrible this. And I just was like, oh my God, all I did was build up this, half person and not the whole thing, because all we ever talked about was those things. So I don't think my friends.
Exactly. I respect that totally. I felt that, Jilly. All right. Which one of y'all want to add on to y'all opinion about what?
Can you ask the question one more time?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Just pull it back up real fast. All right. All right, so the guys wanted to know, how much influence should another person basically have on your relationship, no matter who it is? How much, power? Because basically, you could be in a relationship and your mom and dad can say that person's bad for you, but you're in love with them. So I get the question. Or you could be in a relationship and then Seuss could say, hey, I saw Jenny across town with this guy. And damn, okay, what was she doing when she's supposed to be at work and she's sitting out having coffee with this guy and it ain't her boss? So I think in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if it's your family, I think that I think your family knows you pretty well. If you come from a family that's fairly close, I think that the social dynamic within the family perhaps may change depending on how close you are with your family. If for instance, with my daughters are 16 and 14, right? So they're best friends. They're tight. If my daughter came to me and said, Ma, in 10 years, I'm really concerned about that guy, blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's right. I probably would go to my daughter and be like, I really think you need to pump the brakes with this guy, because there's just something that we're not feeling here. And I do believe that family in that context should have a bit of a weight, because your family knows you better than anybody else if you're younger. Now, once you get older and you've moved past that point, right? Maybe your family has passed away, like my parents are both passed away. My brothers and family live in Montana. I live in Wisconsin, right? So they're not going to know me as well as, say, my friends might know me, right? So if my friends say blah, 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 I should probably listen to them. They are going to know me in the best context outside of anybody else in my life. I don't think that they should not have any influence at all over the decision. I think that their input is valuable, and facts, they can see things that you can't, because you got all those love hormones just pumping through your body. You're addicted to the D by this point in time, and all you can think about is that. You might not be paying attention.
Kitty, I got a question. Okay, I love your answer. I really do. And I totally respect it. But what about the friends that you got with the negative views on your relationship, with the hidden agendas? Like maybe they want to sleep with your man. Maybe they want your man. Maybe they feel like you don't deserve to have your man because he treats you so good. So she's influencing you to do things to leave that man.
Well, I mean, and I think that.
But you have these people that are friends that all your friends are not gonna be happy for you.
No.
I think, what about those friends? You've been friends with her for 16 years. You just met that man and been with him for 6 months. I'd rather keep the friend, like you say, and lose the woman, right? But in a sense, what if that woman was meant to be? And I'm always wondering what if. So that's why I was just wondering about the negative side of it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I feel that. That's
true. Back to you. I'm going to let Lolita get in there really quick.
Yeah.
And see what she got to say for her time too. Not really. Take your time.
I'd say little to no influence. I understand, like, you want to ban, like, oh, this fucking motherfucker did this shit again, but just like be cautious. Mm, I guess if they're a positive, you can take the advice. Like, they're suggesting you do something as a couple together, some bullshit like that. But you don't want a friend who's gonna be telling you like, oh, you should dump him. He's a loser, and you're just like, well, you didn't take out the trash. What are you talking about? So I think it should be no influence.
So you think it should be 100% your choice?
Yeah, because you can have a third party making a decision about the relationship with you and your partner.
Okay, I like the fact that like I could list like if you know that your friends are totally 100% for you, like Jilly and Kitty was saying, I think their advice, because they might know me better than my own brother know me. So I think their advice means something that holds value to me if they see something that I can't see. But
Yeah.
now like I think the people that are hanging around that we're not so sure of just became friends with, maybe been friends with, or we just know them type of friends. Now, I think we shouldn't value their opinion to that extent when it comes to our relationship. That's what you call keeping people out of your relationship. That's just my own personal opinion on that.
Yeah, and I think in a relationship too, right? Like if in my relationship, if we have issues, like I may occasionally go to a close friend to just say, hey, like, am I looking at this wrong? Like help me sort through this out. But I don't want my man, if he has an issue with me, going to his friends to dump all of that and then come back and we don't talk about it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's not the type a healthy situation. And when you constantly rely on your friends' feedback to dictate how you move, and maybe that's not what you were gonna do, I'm very mindful of my close friends and when I feel like it's time to maybe say something about a relationship, right? If I'm a friend, are you happy? Are you safe? Okay, if you ask me, this kind of concerned me, but I'm here for you throughout. But I think that's the part when you talk about should a friendship influence your relationship. It's all about how we set the boundaries of that, right? We set the boundaries of how where we choose to communicate.
Exactly. All right, Miss Commander, did you want to add that negative part in?
I don't. I think Jilly said it really well, and I agree with everything she said right there.
Well, I respect all three of y'all answers. I'm gonna let y'all out the box so the guy can answer their question and y'all last question and have y'all back in the box one final time before we end this show. So can I get all the guys to request the box, please, at this time?
God damn, Jilly.
Yeah, she broke it down.
God damn, Jilly.
All right, I'm gonna read the
We're gonna
question.
talk about that shit, baby. Hold on. I'm gonna go last though. But we gonna talk about that shit, baby. Good
How
night.
much influence should another person have on your relationship?
All right, so I'm gonna say that it depends on the person. Like if it's a close friend, I think it was brought up by UD. If it's a close friend that you've known forever and they're pretty insightful on certain things and they speak from a real point of view, I would take their opinions into consideration. So consideration ultimately is still going to be on me, the decision I make with it. But I would take that into consideration. Be like, okay, good looking out. Thanks for giving me the heads up on that. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be my decision on what I do. But everybody else, you got to watch out because there's snakes out there too, man. They're trying to get what you got, whether it's a women, money, whatever. So it depends on the person, man. It really does. It depends on the character of a person. That's why I keep my circle small, because you don't let too many people in your circle because they try to destroy your family and what you got. So just throwing that out there. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I feel it. I respect that totally to the fullest. Okay. Mr. Amos Famous, my brother, what you got for us?
Could you repeat the question? My bad. I've got in the crib and started trying to set up. You know what I'm saying? Because I told you I got home late.
Yep. How much influence you allow another person to have on your relationship, like your friend, your parents, your family, like any outside source? How much influence should you allow them to have on your relationship? And I think this was your question, my brother Egyptian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest with you, I believe that they should have like maybe 0 to 5% of an influence, because at the end of the day, you get advice from family members, friends, things of that nature when it comes to certain relationships, whether it be a relationship with your friend, your cousin, a homeboy, a homegirl, or something that you done met at school, college, work. So I believe it should have a little influence, but it shouldn't dictate or make it shouldn't move the relationship. You shouldn't let your mom or your parents or somebody tell you how to run your relationship. You a man or either you're a woman. That's their relationship for y'all. But you get insight and advice, I don't feel like is a bad idea, because at the end of the day, we all people, we communicate. You have to have other people in the village in order to make things happen. So I believe outside communication can be healthy for a relationship, but allowing it to dictate and to move your relationship, it shouldn't be like that.
I don't know. All right, let me say this to you, brother. I actually, when I was like right out of high school, I was kind of in love with this chick. My mom said she was bad for me. I went back and forth with my mom on this for like 2 years, right? And I finally loved that chick because my mom wanted me to, and not because I wanted to. And 2 years later, like for 3 years later, I was like wondering what if. I was with other chicks, but wondering like, damn, what if I would have stayed with that chick? So when you said that, I felt that about not letting people just like dictate the relationship. I straight let my mom tell me like to end this relationship. So that was crazy. Egyptian, my brother.
So I think that Jilly was the closest to resonating how important influence really is, because what she said was to take that information back in your relationship or in your situation and be able to communicate, hey, this is what people see. And because what most people would assume is that if they're influenced by other people, it has to be a secret. If your homegirl or your family member say, I seen so-and-so at the grocery store with blah, 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 like it's the lack of communication, because that's when you're supposed to say, hey, look, people see you. We need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So open communication, exactly. Open communication makes influence important. Influence is very important, and it's also inevitable. Because no matter what you do, even me, if I say, hey, yo, your girl was in goddamn so-and-so live goddamn pressing buttons, even though you might already know what it is, just their attitude towards telling you might be like, maybe it's something more. You know what I'm saying? Right. So naturally, if people lack the ability to say, all right, look, we need to talk about this. You was in so-and-so live pressing buttons. They said you was in there talking a little spicy. That's a conversation that needs to be had to alleviate it from being something that publicizes your relationship. If you make it private by saying, let's talk about it, that takes away from it being public. Even if people talk about it later, you're going to be like, we already talked about this at home. So I don't have to worry about if somebody asks her a question or asks what's going on, because we've already alleviated the impression of what influence does. You see what I'm saying? Because people are always going to influence you. They always are. If you go out to the club and say, I'm going to choose not to drink, a fine ass woman to make you take a shot. You see what I'm saying? Especially if she come up and say, Daddy, I want to buy you a shot tonight. You're going to be like, I won't drink it, but one shot won't goddamn hurt. You feel what I'm saying? So influence is all around us. You know what I'm saying? Influence is all around us. And no matter, you said what?
I ain't taking that shot.
It depends on how bad you want her number and how bad she is.
Exactly.
I'll take it Uber home.
You see what I'm saying? Because Amos, if she bad enough, you will take that shot. You know what I'm saying? If she bad enough, bro, even if you done made your mind up, it depends on your desire. But that's influence. If you already made your mind up, you have been influenced by something else to say, no matter what somebody say, I'm not going to take a shot because of. It doesn't have to necessarily be from a person always. Sometimes we influence by ourselves. You see what I'm saying? So influence is important, because my worst influence, exactly. My worst influence is my self-influence, especially in my own relationship. Because I hear some shit for somebody else, and it don't take nobody else for me to come to the logical conclusion that something might not be right. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Even in Get Rich or Die Trying, the nigga said, I could have been right. I was wrong, but I could have been right. You see what I'm saying? Because naturally, your instinct going to lead you based on your experiences. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have bad experiences with women going out to the club, every time she go out to the club, you're going to be like, yeah, I remember when Sharonda went out to the goddamn club and had them motherfucking red shoes on. Don't got shit to do with nothing. But the reoccurrences of your experiences is going to lead you back to saying, shit, something might be wrong, even when it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? You always are influenced.
I agree with that. And that's because the past situations you dealt with.
Jelly, you fine as hell, Jelly, because you know what I'm saying. You see him, baby. You feel me? You want
All right,
to
so why would you
communicate, boo.
take
You
the
want to
drink, Mr. A?
communicate.
And then I gotta ask y'all a question. What was you trying to say? Why would you take the drink?
I'm taking a drink.
No, Mr. Amos, my brother, said he wouldn't take the drink.
His
So why
lying
would
ass.
you
He
take
is gonna take the drink.
Nah,
He gonna
man, look, just because your ass
We
will
gotta
take
give
the
him a
drink,
chance. His opinion
don't mean I
matters.
would
Why
take
ain't he
the
taking the
drink,
drink?
bro. I'm not taking the drink, fam. I'm gonna put it to you like this. And like he said, it's self-influence. I drink, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not naturally a drinker. So once I go out in a social event, depending on if I'm already at my limit or not, I'm not taking no drink. Now I'm gonna smoke because I'm a smoker. So regardless, now if he was like, nah, she offered you a blunt, you for sure gonna. I'm like, hell yeah, Gypsy, you damn right. I'm gonna let her influence me because even though I said I'm not gonna do it, I'm still gonna do it because that's something that I'm relatable to for smoking.
Yeah,
Not
and
drinking.
yeah, see that
I'm
makes
not
it, and
gonna do that
yeah,
regardless.
you right there, because that makes it circumstantial. You know what I'm saying? That's like if somebody said, you know what I'm saying, oh, they offered you some coke in the bathroom, you, hey, that ain't for me. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But if you're a smoker and she asked you to smoke a blunt and you was like, I'm not gonna smoke tonight, you might be more elated and be more influenced, and that's still influence. You see what I'm saying? Even if you be like, I said I won't go, yeah, the booger sugar. You know what I'm saying? The nose beers. Motherfuckers offer you some nose beers in the bathroom.
Oh my God.
But you always gotta have a plan B, man, because you know things never go as planned. So those situations arise, like you said. Hey, I'm not drinking tonight, but if a fine ass woman comes up with that drink, hey, plan B kicks in. All right, I'll leave my car here, taking that Uber home, either with her or I'll take my ass home by myself, whatever.
We end up in the ditch too drinking that drink. She done spiked that hoe. Hell no.
No, first of all, hell no. I'm gonna tell you like this. She ain't
guys,
even touching my drink. Okay, I need to see the bartender
All right,
pour that
listen.
bitch.
We gotta
Don't.
get to the ladies' last question. Listen, we gotta get to the ladies' last question so they can get back in the box and answer their own question. Okay, they want to know what are 3 signs that a relationship is over. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. This question was thrown out there on a previous show. I think the second or third one, and Doc was on that show, and the guys refused to answer this question.
Oh, you want me to start? I'll start. Shoot.
So let's run it. The fuck shit. You know you asked to be on this shit. We finna what? Ain't no bitches in here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Say that question one more time, D. You said 3 reasons.
Yep. 3 signs that a relationship is over.
All right, 3 signs. 1, the woman or man, depending on your situation, is distant. Like you used to be able to communicate. They were your best friend. You used to kick it all the time. Then all of a sudden, that's just gone now. Second thing, the communication aspect's gone, and they're going to other people for comfort or whatever. So they don't go to you anymore as that number 1. They go to another person to give all their feelings to. And the last thing is the sex dried up. There's no more sex, man. The woman done moved on to somebody else, and when they're mentally gone, like Jay-Z said, they gone forever. So
real.
That's my thoughts on it.
Exactly. All right, who wants it next?
Definitely communication. When the communication stops, it's a done deal. And I actually experienced that. I just got out of a 5-year relationship. I just hit a year of being single last September. I was in a 5-year relationship before that happened. I had moved back to Texas. So we stopped communicating. We stopped having sex maybe about 4 or 5 months into the relationship ending. And then on top of that, it wasn't no trust. So trust, communication, and being physical. That would be my 3 things. Once I see that we can't communicate, all right, I'm gonna start raising up. Then when the sex stop, all right, cool. Then I can't even trust her no more. Then it's a done deal.
That's it.
I respect both of y'all answers. Nicely put, like for real. I can't disagree with that. All right, Egyptian, what you got to say? What's your opinion, my brother?
So the first thing I want to say is that I think that because one thing that you all said was the physicality of things. Once it's no longer sexual, most men already feel a distance when there's a lack of sex. But some women necessarily, that doesn't mean that the relationship's over because you having sex. It could just be because you all aren't having sex. It could just be a disconnect. I think that there is only but one thing that causes a relationship to be noticeably over. Everything after that is just a trickle. And that's once you decide that you no longer trust another person. Once I can't trust you, we ain't going to be able to talk. I ain't telling you shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no sex because I ain't trusting that you doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides. I'm not gonna be having sex with no chick who I think cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't trust her. Once there's no more trust, you can't talk. You can't be around a motherfucker every now. You start noticing the negative and the stuff that used to just irritate you. This shit make you want to go to the gas station. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you ain't got shit to buy. You just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go sit in the parking lot and goddamn be on Instagram for 45 minutes to get some space. So that's trust is one of the things that even dealing with your friends and your family members, once there's a lack of that, then everything else under that just trickles and falls. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to connect yourself with another person once you don't trust them. And it only takes one time to lose trust for a person. It don't even have to have shit to do with the relationship. It could just be a motherfucker saying that they was gonna do something and not doing it. You said you was gonna give me $150 on Tuesday. I gotta pay this goddamn bill, and you went and bought them shoes instead of giving it to me. I can't trust or rely on you to have my back. Once that happens there, that just automatically signs the deal to say, maybe I can't rely or trust this person enough to believe that they're going to be there for me. Because that contentment gives security. Trust gives an undeniable security in a relationship. Undeniable. If I can trust you, I can have you stand behind me with my gun and do the shooting. But if I can't, give me the gun. You see what I'm saying? I got it. If I die with this motherfucker, I got it. So once you have that trust, that's a whole nother level of security in a relationship. You could do anything with that. You could be cheated on. If you trust the motherfucker, y'all could work it out. It didn't happen before. You know what I'm saying? Trust is the one thing that you cannot lose in a relationship.
Facts.
Like the relationship triangle, man. You got trust, loyalty, communication. Take one of those out, the shit's gonna fall apart.
I feel it. All right, I appreciate y'all. Don't go nowhere. I gotta let the ladies in the box. I gotta let them answer their own question. And
yeah, come on, Jilly. I can't wait to hear what Jilly got to say.
Egyptian, I just like to let you know I own not one pair of red shoes. All right.
All right, I'm gonna repeat the question. What are 3 signs that a relationship is over? And since they want your answer, Julie, you can go last.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go. Who wants to go first? Miss Suze, Miss Lolita. Okay, Miss Lolita, let's hear from you first. Let's go. We haven't heard first from you all night.
Okay. First one. Thank you. Lack of respect. Like if you just like dismissive, like move bitch, get out the way type of shit. If you're unhappy, you're like, fuck, I don't want to fucking go home. I can't stand him. He's so fucking annoying. I hate the way he breathes.
Wow.
Listen.
Wow. That's deep. I don't know. Whoa.
That's a woman answer right there. Listen, you took a breath and your breathing is irritating me. Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, exactly. Can you breathe elsewhere? This is my air. Sir.
Wow. Yeah, you know it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Women who've been there, wow, yeah, you know it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yes, dismissive. Oh, I hate that. Like, hello, I'm here. I exist. Hello. The last thing is making decisions without consulting the other person. Like, I knew it was over with my baby daddy when I bought a car without telling him. I just pulled up and he was like, where'd you get this from? I was like, oh, I bought it today. My mom took me. See you later.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Miss Suze. Yeah, she toxic.
I would say communication. Like for me, I'll start with the word communication. Once communication is gone, like if you're not gone in the terms of like we no longer communicate, but when the communication is like, hey, I'm telling you like this, and this, and they hear you, but they choose not to do actions in regards to that communication. So that would be the second one that I come to, actions. Like actions do speak louder than words. So once the communication is done and there's no action beyond what, like, so I'm telling you, hey, I got this issue, and you have not done anything about it. That means, like, and there's no negotiation. It doesn't mean that it's all or nothing. It might not be all your way. It might not be all their way, but there should become a communication. And if that communication, like, we're not even going to talk about it, then I know that, hey, we're done. We're done, especially if it's on multiple topics. Especially if it's on multiple topics, so that there's no communication, there's no action, then what am I doing here besides talking now? I'm just talking. Now, the third thing for me is trust as well. Now I can't trust you because I've told you you've done nothing about with what I've been talking about to you, and now I don't trust you because now I've been telling you everything in my heart to tell you about blah, 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 blah. You've done nothing with it. Now I'm wondering, like, well, who do you want to spend your time with? Who do you want to spend your love on? What, now I'm starting to ask questions like, ooh, like, how come he doesn't want to listen to me? And how come he doesn't want to engage in what I'm telling him and whatever? Now I'm starting to have doubt, like doubt is creeping in. Now my trust is gone. So that's when I know the communication, like the relationship is over.
Okay, I like that. I like Lolita's. I like her toxic but good answer. I like yours as well. I respect it. I respect
It
everybody's
was
opinion
honest.
always.
It was an honest answer. It was an
No,
honest-
I respect it all. I'm learning actually. I learn from other people's opinions. So I'm loving this. Okay, Miss Julie, baby, can you tell us yours?
Yeah. So one, if you start operating in the relationship as two individual people, so I think it ties into what you were saying as I'm going. So when I no longer am concerned about what it is you're doing, I'm going off and doing things and not communicating that back to you. So if we're in a relationship together, let's say we're living together, we're operating not as a couple, but as roommates. That's a sign that the relationship to me is probably over. If I think if you become very complacent and very, I don't know, that word's not lazy, but if things that if you were living by yourself mattered to you, and now all of a sudden doing those things and upkeep and doing those things, you kind of just stop doing, because if you don't care, then I don't care, so whatever. I think that's a sign that the relationship is ending. And then the last one for me is, when you're in a relationship, your partner you should be bringing out the best in each other. So if we are together and I'm not feeling my best when I'm with you, or if I'm no longer doing those things that I strive for, you're not that positive influence around me and pushing me to do things, and we're not striving, and I want to push and you want to stay right here, or I'm not being that for you, relationship's over. We should be bringing out the best in each other. And if we're not doing that in whatever capacity that is for you, whether it's sexually, whether it's with your dreams, whether it's with your work, whether it's what you're doing, and we're not doing that together, the relationship's over.
So let me ask you this real quick. So what if it's like a missing part for that person? They're like, I love you, want to be with you, but like, I don't know, maybe they have some like weird thing they do that pisses you off. Do you work through that?
I mean, it depends on the level of weird thing, right? Like if your weird thing is that you leave your shoes at the front, and I kind of hate that I don't like mess, and I need you to try, but if you do a weird thing that to me is like I don't know, is something that's really massively important to me, and you continue to do it, then yeah, that would be an issue for me, or something that we need to really decide, But for me, it's like, if it's at the end of the day, if you're not being a positive influence, positive contribution to each other, we're not pushing each other, we're not, we're just staying stagnant. Someone said comfort is, if we're just being stagnant, and I don't feel motivated by you, I don't think you're like that's such a is such a dud for me, right? Like, what are we doing here at this point, right? And maybe in your 20s,
So you saying at all times, or at least 98.99% of the time, we got to be on the same page always.
not the same page. What I'm saying is being, so put it this way. Before we get to, you know, we get together, when we initially get together, I love to like go to the gym, work out, and do all of these things, right? These are the things that make me happy. And now being with you, and you don't like to do those things, you know, you did what you didn't, and you start doing those things.
You gotta have things in common.
Pull away from me, you know. If you're not helping me feel like my best self, and I'm not doing that for you, then we can't have a relationship, because then we're always gonna be like this, right? We're not equally yoked, right? We're always gonna be either stuck or you know what I mean? We're always gonna, and it doesn't have to be something specific, right? But I need to feel good. I need to feel secure. I need to feel comfortable. I mean, that all ties back into trust, right? Like that what everybody else brought up, right? I'm talking about a very specific example, right? And to me, that relationship can't thrive, because then we're just gonna be two miserable people, right? Misery loves company, right? So we're just gonna sit here and be.
So I think you gotta have similar things in common is what I should have said, and I think you was getting at. Like, if I like hiking, she might need to be kind of outdoorsy or like to go outdoors. She can't be a lady that want to sit in the house all day and watch soap operas, right?
No, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I don't have to be outdoorsy with you, but you know what I can do? Oh, I see these new outdoor boots. I got you, boo. Go ahead and do that. I'm not over here telling you.
Oh my God, it's not gonna work.
You can't come here.
Really, that's not gonna work.
You go outdoors too much. I can come. Maybe I'll come hiking with you 2 out of 3 days, but I can't do all week. Not my jam, but I support you.
Thanks, compromise.
And I don't dim or take that away from you or try to do otherwise, right? I'm supportive of that.
I like that. All right, I'm gonna let all y'all out the box. I'm gonna put my administrators in the box. We gotta hear what they gotta say. And can I get everybody that was a guest, just all the guests on the show, to like put their emojis in the chat? I want everybody to fade everybody that you see their emojis. I only want the special guests to put their emojis in the chat.
I'm just staying in the box. like I don't know what to say in here.
Please fade everybody with the emojis that's in the chat. Just take a moment, fade all the special guests. Please, please, please. All right, while the administrators are talking and giving their recap, could you please fave everybody? Put your emojis back in there one more time. Let's get it going. All right, so people can fave. I want everybody lurking in the back to fave y'all. All right, Classy, what do you think? What do you got to say?
I think this was a great show. I think that Egyptian and Jelly and Doc, everybody's opinion, I got something out of it. And I love the fact that most of the stuff was trust and communication. That is so big. And I love the part where Jelly said that just being able, if the person that you're with is not making you feel better, you know, like if I want to go work out, like if you're pushing, you need to push each other. If you're not making my life better, it's not, you know what I mean? Like I should be doing something for you and you should be doing something for me. So I feel that I felt that one, like literally I felt that. That was awesome. Like that person, you should be bettering each other and have a goal to, you know, be thriving for something. But the big thing is trust and communication. And this was an awesome show. I loved it. I loved it. You guys had some great opinions, like I knew you guys would, you know? So yeah, it was great. And I thank everybody for being here, Doc and Jelly and all the guys. It was great. It was great.
All right. I guess since Doc's the only guy, and make sure y'all fave Doc. He's a veteran. He actually active duty military right now. We're going to let Kitty go and have the floor, and then Doc. Make sure y'all favor and thank him for protecting us.
Ooh, the bicep for us. Wait. So okay, so I just want to say, you know, thank you to all of the, you know, all of our guests. Thank you so much for being in communication with us throughout the week. Thank you for agreeing to do a show and bringing your genuine opinions forward. You know, this is not about being right or wrong. This is about hearing what you have to say. and bringing what your unique opinion is to the table. And for that, you know, I respect you. Thank you for that. Amos, Egyptian, Jilly Baby, Lalita, we appreciate you. Thank you for bringing your genuine opinions to the table. You said it just the right way. You did it just the right way, you know, because it was you and it was genuine. And you too, you know, Doc, obviously, but you know, genuine authenticity is something that we often are always in search of, all of us. And so it's nice to see you bring your genuine, authentic selves. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Jilly.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback on
Thanks for all the gifts as well.
much love to everybody's opinions. I actually learned a lot today. So just, you know, different insight. It makes you grow. You know, knowledge is power, to be honest with you. So kind of seeing things that you need to work on within yourself as well, and gathering opinions from everybody else, it gives you better insight. So much love. I appreciate it. I ain't gonna go too in depth because I stressed my opinion already on everything. So, but I appreciate everybody. Thanks for coming out, and much love. You know, everybody favored each other. That's what it's about.
Yes.
For sure, for sure. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming. It was a blast. I appreciate y'all communicating with us, taking y'all time, sharing y'all opinions with us. It was a blast. We so grateful and thankful for having all y'all on, even the administrators. So we appreciate each and every one.
Right.
I don't think we had a show. It gets better every time. Every time it just gets better.
Yes.
But at this time, we all gonna dip out. So we had fun, y'all, but we're finna go. So we'll see y'all next time on Where Opinions Matter.